This is a Qigong flow sequence to strengthen and develop flexibility in the spine so you can have greater ease of movement through your body. We will focus firstly on functional movement to get the spine flexing and extending, and then once the qi or energy is moving, we will focus on circulating that qi through the spinal channel for energetic balance and expansion. And let's begin in Wuji with your feet shoulder-width apart. Your knees are soft and slightly bent. Your pelvis and hips are relaxed, with your tailbone dropping down, sinking as if you're going to sit in a chair. Shoulders are relaxed, and chest is relaxed to allow the breath to drop down into your abdomen or your lower dantian. And here you can slightly tuck the chin to allow for some length through the spine, all the way from the sacrum up to the top of the head. And let's move into the first movement, drinking bird. On an inhale, opening the chest, looking back, and on an exhale, folding forward, drawing your hands up behind you, pinching your fingertips in a crane's beak. Inhale, bending your knees as you sweep up, opening the heart center. And exhale, folding forward, drawing your fingertips towards your wrists. On the inhale, opening up the front of the spine, and then on the exhale, back of the spine stretching. So your wrist stretching as you draw your fingertips towards the wrists. And coming back into standing. And then interlocking your fingers. And then rotating your wrists, creating a figure of 8 movement through the wrists. And then moving in the opposite direction, helping to open the joints through the wrists. And let's extend the movement into the elbows and shoulders, so drawing your elbow back, around and then forward. So creating 2 big circles with your elbows. You're making a big figure of 8 movement, opening up the sides of the body, sides of the spine where energy can get stuck. So as your elbow draws forward, the hip draws forward. So you've also got a figure of 8 movement flowing through the hips. And then coming back to the center, take a moment before you move into the next movement, feeling into the spine, noticing how you're feeling, bringing your hands up to shoulder height, and then rotating side to side. Hello, doggy. And keeping your attention on the spinal column as you rotate side to side. And then you can lift the opposite heel up to deepen the twist. So bringing your attention to the upper spine, thoracic spine. Noticing the twist. And bringing your hands down to the solar plexus, going into the middle of your back. And then dropping your hands down to abdomen height. And noticing the rotation through the lumbar. And then slow it down and come straight into knocking on the door of life. So your heels are down and rotating to left and right. Your hands knocking over the abdomen and the lower back. So the movement is coming from the center of the body, from the lower dantian. It's as if you're rotating around your spine, around the spinal column, the central channel. Knocking over your lower abdomen and lower back helps to stimulate vital energy. Feeling your feet rooted. And then slowing down. Again, just noticing how you're feeling. Placing your attention in the spinal column. Feeling the movement of energy. And then the next movement, spinal cord breathing. So on an inhale, draw your shoulders back and down. And on an exhale, rounding your back, drawing the elbows in. Inhale, arching the back. And then exhale, rounding. Inhale, opening up the front of the spine. And then exhale, back of the spine. Make sure you don't overstretch. It's a relaxed movement. You can open up to the sides, left and right sides, arching and then rounding to the center, rounding through the lumbar. So rotating through the spine, through the lumbar. Exhale, squeezing your buttocks as you round your back. And inhale, arching. So the last two in the center, rounding the back, arching on the inhale. And then relaxing with your hands down. Again, just noticing the energy and sensations through the spine. As we move into the next one, so placing your palms on your thighs, and we're going to create a wave movement through the spine. So drawing your chin down, out and up. You're creating a circle with your chin. So chin draws down, out and up. And you'll find there's a wave-like movement through the front of the spine. So chin, heart center, solar plexus, abdomen and your pelvis, all in a wave-like motion. And then the opposite direction, so chin is moving out and down, in and up. So the rolling wave-like movement is now through the back of the spine, lower back, mid-back, upper back. If you have difficulty in knowing where your body is in space, you can do this against a wall. So the crane's neck, do facing a wall, around half a foot out from the wall. And then the turtle's neck, do with your back facing the wall. This is a really good exercise to do if you're a meditator. You can do it sitting. It really helps to open up that central channel and allow the energy to flow up and down the spine. Just noticing how you're feeling, noticing the flow of energy. And then bring your fingertips and tap them over your forehead, as if you're playing piano or on your computer. So stimulating the prefrontal cortex. And then bring your fingers and press them into the main bones around your forehead. Take some deep breaths here. This helps to bring blood flow and energy to the prefrontal cortex, which has cognitive functions, which includes your capacity for present moment awareness. Releasing your fingers, just breathing that energy in. And then running your 10 dragons through the forest, so stimulating the skull. This helps to stimulate the young meridians ending on the skull nerve receptors. It just helps to stimulate relaxation in the body. And then creating a crane's beak again, tapping around the base of the skull, the neck, helping to stimulate the energy to flow all the way up the spine and then into the skull. You can use purging breath as well, inhaling through the nose and then exhaling out the mouth. And releasing your hands down. And again, just tuning in to how the body's feeling. Refining that awareness, noticing the flow of energy through the spinal channel. And then step your feet out wider and we'll move into a rib twist. So your hands on your thighs. And on an exhale, twisting the lower back, mid-back, upper back, and the neck, looking behind you. Inhaling to center and then twisting in the opposite direction. So moving slowly, twisting first the lower part of the spine, the mid and then upper spine, and then the cervical spine, the neck. Inhaling back to center. So pushing into your opposite thigh to help the twist. Giving a good rotation of the spine here. Exhaling as you twist further and inhaling to center. And then slowly start to move your spine from side to side. Moving the body like a river, flowing, allowing a wave-like motion to flow through the spine. You'll start to notice that there's a movement through the sides of the spine that we don't normally do in our everyday life. A lot of stress can accumulate in the sides of the spine. So just relax the hips and the waist, feeling your legs rooted. And if you're comfortable, you can allow your arms to move with the motion. So this really helps to strengthen through the lower back. And then gently coming into a forward fold. If you need to, bending your knees. Otherwise, just letting the spine completely relax, especially through the neck. Letting it completely decompress. Take some deep breaths. And then slowly start to roll up all the way through the lower, mid, and then upper back, and then lastly your head coming up. And let's move into some shaking, releasing out any stress in the body. So shaking down into your heels, ankles, knees, hips and pelvis, the quad, abdomen, middle of the body, shoulders, relaxing the shoulders, elbows, wrists, and the head, allowing the spine to relax. It's a very quick way to release stress in the body. You can use a purging breath here, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. And then coming back to stillness, breathing in the sensations, tuning into that energy vibrating around the body, feeling yourself energized, connected, and present. And getting ready for the next movement, we're going to create sword fingers, so touching the tips of your little finger and ring finger to the tip of your thumb, so your middle and index fingers are pointing out. Placing them on your waist, the soft points of your waist, and then pushing one hand back, drawing it out to the side, around, up over your head, around in front of you and then drawing it back to your waist. So opposite side, doing exactly the same. Your head, your eyes are following the movement. So exhale, pointing back. Inhale as you draw around. Exhale as fingers come forward. And exhale back to center. So leaning forward when you push your fingers behind you with the palms up. Continuing to circle the arm as it passes over your head. So this movement is integrating the spine into wider movements with the shoulders and the arms, the fingers and the head. It's one continuous flowing movement. So you're making a hip circle. And then bringing your palms out to the side, palms facing up. The same movement with your hands, but this time both hands at the same time. So keeping your palms facing up. And then this time you'll notice it's just the hips moving forward and backwards. So wider integration of movement with the flow of the hands. You want to keep your palms facing up as if you're holding 2 teacups in your hands and you don't want to drop any of the tea. This is a really classic Qigong, Tai Chi, martial art movement. You're finding the way to actually move your spine as little as possible. And seeing how the movement of the spine resonates with the movement of the arms, the upper back, and the head. And then coming back to standing, palms facing up in front of your abdomen, tuning into the feeling of energy in the body, noticing where the energy is after those movements, maintaining that length through the spine, all the way from the crown of the head to the tailbone, breathing deeply into the lower dantian. The final movement, the waterfall, drawing one hand up the midline and then pressing forward and down. And then turning slightly from your hips and your waist. On the inhale, drawing the hand up. And on the exhale, floating down. So here we're working with the energy body. So if you're comfortable, you can visualize that energy drawing up the back of the spine, all the way to the crown of the head. And then on the exhale, floating down the front of the body. So here we're circulating the energy rather than just functional physical movement. Intentionally drawing energy up through the back of the spine and then drawing it back down the front of the spine, front of the body. Allowing that energy to circulate. And with each circulation of the movement, we're continuously refining the energy. The more you can slow down and integrate the breath and the movement with present moment awareness, the stronger the sensation of the qi will be in the body. Now that we've circulated that energy, let's center it back down into the lower dantian, your energetic bank account, in the abdomen. So on an inhale, drawing one hand out above your head, and then on an exhale, drawing it down through the midline of the body, down to the lower dantian. This is called centering. Here we're focusing on gathering the qi around us, within us, and drawing it down into the lower dantian, grounding it, helping us to feel stable and balanced. Moving with the breath, slow, relaxed breath. Allowing the qi and the breath to drop down into the lower dantian. And then placing your palms over each other, stepping your feet together. And if you're comfortable, closing your eyes, tuning back into that sensation of qi, of energy, universal energy. And allowing yourself to completely let go and allow that energy to just move your body. Allowing you to sway back and forth. And then with intention, bring yourself back to stillness. The last few deep breaths into your lower dantian. Thank you for practicing. I hope you're feeling more energized. And thank you to Wongsanet Ashram for being such a great place to practice.